Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. And we're back at Temple, and probably like one of the craziest endings to a like just part one of a trial, right? Well, I guess it was the ending to a trial technically, because now it's gonna be a whole different trial. Like, because that trial ended, they found Maya guilty, and as someone said in the comments, double guilty after that as well. Well, they didn't find the second part guilty, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, not only is she guilty of the first thing, technically in the eyes of Karain, now it's also like, well, now you're being tried for something else. Double guilty. It's going to be happening again. Yeah, it's such a crazy trial we had so far. May 11th, 1:03 p.m., Temple. Who are we with? What do I do now? How, like the emotional toll this would take on you already, right? But now knowing that technically this, because already it could have been their last day on Earth, right? 100%. But now it's like, oh, we're already seen as guilty. So we're going into this trial to find out if we're like, extra guilty. I can't believe Maya and I were actually found guilty. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's crazy. This trial need not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then. This court finds the accused Maya Fey and the defense Phoenix Wright. Oh my god, it's so rough, isn't it? It's so rough. It's so rough. Yeah, that pose, it always gets me. Like, again, the trauma of this, man. This is like, because again, we went in like, we didn't go in with like ultra confidence. We went in with like a determination. And like how this would like, we're still gonna have to have determination to save Maya and Phoenix, but like, because we know they're not gonna die, right? Like I know like it's horrible to say that when you're playing a story, but like it's obviously we all know this, right? But that doesn't change the fact that like there isn't, and that's why I was like, we were like, well, like they're not gonna die anyway. But it's like, yeah, but the emotional trauma this would bring on you, the sadness, this will stay with them for the rest of their lives. And poor Albie here as well. You doing okay, Albie? Mr. Wright. Albie, I saw the whole trial. What's going to happen to Miss Maya now? I'm worried about that too. But right now, I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Samadi. Yes? Oh yeah, the second thing. This dagger. We don't even know who died, right? We just heard there was another murder. It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on it, yeah. Right now, I need to focus on the next trial. The murder of the Acolyte Zealot. At least the jury is still out on that one, so to speak. The two murders are most likely connected. If I can get to the bottom of the Acolyte Zealot's murder, it might give me some ammunition I need to overturn Maya's guilty verdict. Let me help you investigate. I want to assist you any way I can. So Albie's going to be our assistant. No problem whatsoever. A bundle of joy. Bring us some happiness on this traumatic day. I appreciate Albie. We're talking about a murder. Yeah, but it's going to be hard for a foreigner to investigate this on his own. And he's so right. And like, let's be honest here as well. Like, Phoenix is so correct by saying like trying to shield a kid from all this stuff on 110%. But man, how many like kids have we had with us on like murder journeys? You know what I mean? Pearls, Trucy, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you have a point there. I wish I knew what to do. Rafa, oh, she's still down. After everything happened as well. Because again, it was a thing where like her faith would be shaken, right? It would have been shook. Isn't that your benevolence? Because usually she's already she's like, we didn't even have to say it to her twice. She's already like so alert and ready to like bite at us. Princess Rafa? Oh, it is you again. She's lost in thought, for sure. The dead lawyer walking guilty of abetting a murder on the Defense Culpability Act. This is what I'm talking about. If she was her true self right now, she would have said that 30 seconds ago. I see she hasn't lost any of her charm. But there she goes back again, locked into this emotional place. Why the long face? I thought you'd be glad I was found guilty under the DC Act. I'm in no mood to take joy in your suffering. For I was unable to defeat you, and had to leave the job to others. I failed in my sacred duty as the royal priestess. I guess that answers my question. I mean, like, for Rafe, again, a 14-year-old kid that, as you said, with all this pressure that's put on her, to fail twice in the court system against, the people that are told that her parents told her are horrible. And it's not her fault that they told her that. Like, hey, people who come from foreign countries, horrible. People who are lawyers, horrible. They're already here for ulterior motives. And again, in her eyes, I failed twice against a person from another country who is a lawyer. Like, of course, her whole mind to be like in a bit of a turmoil right now. Of course it would be. And again, her prejudice is not right. It's not good, but it's clearly taught. Clearly, have I misunderstood the voice in the Mitama yet again? This cannot be. Yeah, the faint as well, and how no one went to pick her up is horrible. All I did was defend my client. I can't bear to see her looking so sad like this, though. Of course, it's I think it's because you have a heart. I'm not being bad, but it's a kid. It's a kid. Your benevolence. Your benevolence. Oh, barbed head. I thought you had already begun your journey to the Twilight Realm. I'm not dead yet. I still have an investigation to do for tomorrow's trial. What's this? Do you mean to say you have not given up yet? Of course not. Rafa, you're about to learn about Phoenix Wright. That's right. I'm going to prove my innocent tomorrow. Man, the sadness in her eyes, but why? Why do you refuse to give up? I cannot fathom such obstinacy. Again, her whole life she's seen people just fall victim and fall on their knees to currentism, no matter what it was. If you were up against currentism, if you were up against this faith, if you're up against this trial system, you are done. Investigate all you want. I care not. You really don't mind? But aren't you worried that a lawyer backed into a corner by the DC Act might do something desperate like forge evidence? What's this? Oh no, Phoenix. If left on... Oh, Phoenix. I'd be free to do whatever I wanted, Durr. Okay, now to see if she takes the bait. He's giving her a bit of a purpose. He's at his own expense, he's giving her a bit of a purpose. Come investigate with me, Yes, I see your point. Barbed head? Yes? I know what happened yesterday. You purchased some sort of fraud or some sort of misdeed while I was not watching. Oh my god, Phoenix. At Phoenix's own expense, he saw that this gal was so sad and down in the dumps, and he said, "I will let her berate me for today." Huh? That explains why I misunderstood the voice in the High Priest's soul. Yes, of course. It's the only explanation. Oh my god. And again, she doesn't need this. Again, right now she's emotionally unstable, so I totally understand Phoenix being so sweet and being like, look, let's throw her bone. But she needs to understand that sometimes that's going to fail, and currentism isn't absolute. This music's so pretty. This music's stunning. I was just trying to cheer her up. Now she's thinking even less of me. Honestly, Phoenix, yeah, that's what was going to happen. At your own expense, you've cheered this kid up. I must not allow you to sully our sacred hall of justice with your misdeeds ever again. Therefore, today I will be monitoring your every move once more. I adore Phoenix. I adore what he has done here. This is so sweet. This is such a sweet thing to do. I will not fail to spot your misdeeds this time. The moment I see anything out of the ordinary, I will send you straight to prison. And you, boy, do not throw your lot in with this foreign devil. Yeah, see what I mean? But your benevolence, again, she should not be talking like this. She should not be, right? But again, it's all been taught. It's all been 100% taught from the top down. And that's why I think eventually, hopefully, my hope is that at some point, she gains some admiration for Phoenix. You know what I mean? And you can see the seeds of it there. It's okay, Albie. You don't need to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. But first, I should probably lighten my load a bit. Oh, we're getting rid of some of the evidence. Would you mind holding on to some evidence for me? This is always good. Of course not. I'm always glad to help, so this will not be used in it as well. Unnecessary evidence unloaded to Albie. Albie just holding murder evidence in his bag, of course. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon you. Thank you so much, Albie. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon you too. Now then. The scene of the crime is the logical place to start. If I recall correctly, the body was found at the Plaza Devotion. Yeah, that was such a beautiful thing that Phoenix did there. So what do we have left in terms of our evidence, by the way? Oh, we got rid of quite a bit. Fair enough. So yeah, what Phoenix did here was basically like he saw Rafa was really down in the dumps. He saw that she was really depressed and he couldn't bear to see it this way. And so, you know, he's like, fine, I'll be the butt of the joke. I'll be the one who gets berated today if we can let Rafa be okay. You know what I mean? And I think it's actually like, I think it's a very sweet thing he did. I think that like any other person would just be like, F off Rafa, you know what I mean? But not any other person, but I think that like some people, like, you know, it's especially when you're in the scene or you're in the moment, it's hard to like really look at it from that perspective. But Phoenix, like, you know, is I think such a beautiful person and such a beautiful soul. He's always been very good, not only with kids, but with like with people in general, with showing his care for people. And he's much older now as well. And to be like, you know, hey, he basically gave her an invitation to abuse him all day, like verbally. You know what I mean? That's what he said. You can say what you want to me all day. As long as you're not feeling sad. And I think it's honestly like just like it's so beautiful to me. He's such a beautiful character. Oh man, look at this. Wait, it's like in a prayer motion? Because look at the legs are like crossed. Did he get like stabbed while he was in prayer? That's terrifying. May 11 Plaza Devotion. Look at the way it's like the outline is. Looks like the police already finished their investigation. I think someone will be killed here. A place devoted to prayer. A body outline and flowers. Did someone leave them here in the memory of the deceased? And there's something different about the prayer flags today as well. Are there? Oh, there's like a purple one attached to it as well. Yeah. As the high priest disciple, Acolyte Zella was utterly devoted to his training. Oh, I think that was the one who was dressed like they kind of had the... It looked like Aang's outfit from Avatar. First the high priest, and now his devoted disciple. Maya Fey will pay for this. Was Maya Fey not in prison? Like, I don't get how she would be able to do this. Like, how was she able to do this? I don't get this. Like, as I keep trying to tell you, Maya's not going to do any of this. And you can prove this? How? What do you think I'm doing here? Gathering dirt and dust for the trial? You and your smart mouth, this is precisely why your lawyerly ilk are so reviled. No, I think it's something that happened 20 years ago. Mr. Wright? Emma! How you doing, Emma? It's always a good joy. It's that detective from your country again. Beep. It's the princess. You seem displeased that I'm here. Oh, no. Don't be silly. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry about what happened to Maya. It's not your fault, Emma. You were just doing your job. And if I had just done mine... Mr. Wright, what is no use crying over spilled milk? Would you mind telling me what you know about the murder? It's do or die in court tomorrow, and I mean that literally. Gladly, I'll help you in any way I can. That's so awesome. Remember, I have my eyes on both of you, so see to it that you commit no misdeeds. Of course not. You're talking to a professional here. Yeah, Emma's very good. She's very good. She'll even keep us in line too, you know what I mean? Great, we have Emma to talk to as well, so let's talk to Emma. So let's talk about the incident. Let's see. How about starting with an overview of what happened? Sure. The victim was a Pere Zealot. He was the high priest's disciple. Love the glasses. I genuinely mean this when I'm going to see like Artemis, and for some reason I just want these glasses for the event. You know what I mean? I mean, you wear glasses indoors. Yeah, but like they're cute. I put them on my head, you know? His body was discovered around noon today. Right after the rite wrapped up. So during the high priest murder trial. That's right. Apparently he had been praying since the day before the rite even started. Talk about serious devotion. Yeah, I barely lasted a few minutes. Yeah, that's what I mean by kind of like the Aang colors. He didn't dress like Aang, but oh, look, right in the freaking shoulder blades as well. This is a picture of Mr. Zealot's body. That's horrifying. Look at that. That dagger in his upper back looks like it would have been particularly painful. Look at the tattoo he had. It's like a drawing or like a tattoo of like a radish of some kind, or like, what does it look like to you guys? Is that a tattoo on the back of his neck? It's, oh, peach. I'm so silly. Why did I think it was a radish? Maybe just because it has a pointiness to it. Peach shaped. Everyone started leaving when the praying was finally done, but the victim remained. What? Wait, so he got stabbed? He died, and they stayed praying because they didn't know he got stabbed? That's insane. How did that even happen? They discovered he was dead, right? Crime scene photos out. That is insane. Yes, the estimated time of death is May 9th, sometime between the start of the rite and the discovery of the high priest's body. In other words, we believe the crime took place during the purification rite, and the murder weapon was the same ceremonial dagger that killed the high priest. The prosecutions believed that Maya came down the stairs after killing the high priest, and then stabbed Mr. Zeller with the same dagger. Circumstantial evidence does point to Maya, but... So wait, they're saying that... Oh, now I get it. They're saying that it wasn't discovered until later, but she might have done it as she came down the stairs, but wouldn't we have, like, noticed something? Right? Are you saying they just didn't notice it? Because we would have noticed, like, a dagger sticking out of someone's shoulders, right? What was about the cause of that? Is that what they're saying? Let me check this again. What? Yeah, we would have noticed, right? I think so anyway. He apparently died instantly from the dagger and was left thrust into his upper back. So maybe it went right through to his heart somehow. Here's the autopsy report. Cause of death was a spy. Yeah, that would be yes. That can be instant death. Yeah. Now I get it. Yeah, that's horrible. A spinal stab. That's insane. I know it sounds bad, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying when they're saying this. I'm kind of glad that it was an instant thing, because that sounds like it would have been horrible. Estimated time of death, you say? How can you know such a thing? Well, actually, this is interesting. Emma actually does, like, forensic stuff, and you can tell by, like, you know, I think sometimes, like, well, Emma can explain it. I want to know. Well, barbed head, how with it? Like, she's learning stuff. Oh, so the Princess Spirit Medium Kingdom is interested in forensic science? Yeah, I wouldn't be able to explain it, guys. I would not be able to explain it. I have no interest in science, forensic, or otherwise. Yeah, you know what I mean? While I have a general idea of, like maybe how they do that in the movies, but, like, I imagine that, like, you know, it's some more complicated than even I know, you know? For sure. I could try and explain it, but I would get it wrong. Nevertheless, I will someday be queen. As such, it will be wise to know what silly things the common folk believe in. She wants to know. That's so fun. She wants to know. There's nothing silly about it. I'll have you know, even Prosecutor Samadi holds forensic in high regard. Yeah, he does, actually, yeah. Does he? Perhaps I should not underestimate the power of science. This is what I'm talking about, guys. She's a kid. Like, look at this. Impressionable as heck. You know what I mean? Still, I suppose it's nothing much compared to the divination seance. Rafa, the divination seance, like, failed twice, technically. She really doesn't have an adorable born in her body. I think there's an adorable aspect to her, like, part of her that she's kind of like really wants to learn about this, but she's trying to cover up that she wants to learn about this. She does break my heart, and I think she's actually interested. Yes, she is. That's happening. Would you mind explaining to her? Like, she's trying to cover up that she's interested in it by still acting like herself, and that's honestly very sweet. I guess I have to now. Okay, there are many ways to estimate the time of death, but the most well-known method uses the change in body temperature. Ah, okay. But would that be affected in the wind up here? Interesting. Body temperature drops at a steady rate from the moment the person dies. That means we can tell how long someone's been dead by measuring their temperature. Oh, but it's internal temperature. I see. That was quite enlightening. Bobbed head, present your forehead now. Oh, Rafa. What, why? You feel just a little over 95 degrees. You can tell that? It seems you are not dead yet. Free her from this oppressive thing that is on her, because I'm telling you, she would be such an adorable addition to the Wright Anything Agency if she just, like, had this... as soon as she gets all this stuff out of her head, you know what I mean? This is so funny. Come here, barbed head. 95 degrees, you're not dead yet. Of course I'm not. Like, come on. We need to free this gal from this stuff, or at least, like, change her perspective, you know what I mean? It was but a jest. After all, you're still a dead lawyer. Oh my god. The dead lawyer stuff, again, terrifying. It's such a terrifying aspect of this trial for anyone. But the fact that Rafa is now making jokes, at least, is, like, some progress, at least. You know what I mean? She's, at least, instead of getting angry at us, she's jesting. I fail to see the humor in any of this. That's the thing. It's technically, it's not funny. It's only funny because like from the exterior where it's like, oh, Rafe is joking with us now. The actual contents of it, not funny. The action of it is funny. Were there any witnesses? I can tell Rafe is gonna soften. I hope she does. Again, it could be a situation where like she doesn't change completely, but like I would definitely like to like see progress with her 100%. Because again, she is just a kid. With so many people here at the plaza, you'd think somebody would have seen it. You think so, wouldn't you? But we haven't found a single witness. That's crazy. How's that even possible? Because everyone was bent over, utterly devoted to the prayer naturally, so they're so devoted they didn't even notice this stuff? Alright, the backshotting pose that nearly killed me. Still, you think someone would have noticed something. I thought so too, but with the monk's scarf he had on, no one could see the dagger in his upper back. Oh, the scarf covered it too? Plus, everyone was so absorbed in prayer they didn't see or hear anything. And I guess like I only know from like an actor who said this, but like it's when someone like dies, apparently it's not just like, you know, the movies usually have to be someone like, especially instantly, it's not usually like, you know, sometimes it's like air leaving your body. So what they could have heard was someone like straining their back a little bit because they've been praying for so long. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like make this seem like it makes sense completely. But I think that's how it would make sense that someone might not notice it. But and especially since like we know that they're so devoted that they don't even look up. So they've planted the seeds that it is like they are so devoted that they wouldn't even like, you know, nothing would change their positioning. And also if again there's the way I'm explaining is that like if you're around a bunch of people, you're not looking up, your eyes are closed, and you hear someone go like like that, like there's probably like a chance that you think that they're like, you know, trying to get a bit of air, or maybe their back is a bit strained, you know what I mean? Phoenix also like, because again, what happened as well, Phoenix also toppled over in back pain, and he like let out a big noise, and they still didn't move or do anything. Someone else had to take him away, you know? They stayed in the same position. I can't believe this. What you choose to believe is your choice, but the fact remains there are no witnesses. However, there is one piece of irrefutable evidence. The dagger. With Maya's fingerprints. Sadly, yes. The murder weapon. This is something we're definitely gonna have to like work out with it, honestly, for sure. Could you tell me about the murder weapon? The killer used the Warbad dagger, the legendary weapon of Lady Kira. It was discovered impaled in the victim's upper back. The accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger, were they not? Yes, they were. A dagger modeled after the Warbad said to have been used by Lady Kira. With such irrefutable evidence, there is no questioning the accused's guilt. I think we can question it a little bit. I mean, my thought process is, what if she like was holding the dagger? You know what I mean? What if like that's what happened? Like beforehand, I mean, like, because again, she was in charge of the ceremony, so it makes sense that she would have holded the dagger at some point, right? Not so fast. What about the motive? Yeah. Why no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot? What did the police think about this matter? Oh, maybe they made up some kind of motive, honestly? Possibly? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. So you say. But let us hear what the police think about the matter. The police believe Maya is the Lady Kira figure has been battling the rebels. So they're going to say that Acolyte Zealot was also a rebel? And since Mr. Zealot was a disciple of the High Priest, yeah, they're going to be like, oh, well, he would know, right? He would have been a rebel too. He too was likely a rebel, and therefore met the same untimely demise as a teacher. So what I'm getting from this as well, because my thought process last time was like, okay, like, maybe they'll respect Maya for, like, killing a rebel, but I think actually, like, they don't see it that way. They see it as, like, you still don't have the right to take someone's life in that way. Only the court system under Curnism can take someone's life. So if you take someone's life outside of the Curtis court system, maybe it's a thing where they're like, no, we have no respect for that. Because that's the only thing I can assume, because like I thought they would have been like, yeah, kill the rebels. But in this case, it might just be like a thing where it's like, no, you did it in a way that was not respectful of Curnism or something, that wasn't, you know, under the guise of the Holy Mother or whatever. Yes, That is how the police currently view this crime. Because they respected the hell out of the Lady Kira rebel hunter, but because I think as well, they weren't killing people, they were tying people up and like sending them to prison. So that's probably why they respected him a lot, maybe. That's just my assertion, like, of what's happening here. There's no way Maya is a Lady Kira vigilante. I agree on a personal level, but the police are just going with what's today's trial concluded. And again, it is one of those things where like they're going to go with what benefits them as well. I really blew it in court today. I mean, Nayuta, like, he bowled a perfect game. That's what he did. He did such a like crazy job of like, manipulating everything and like, no, the word is manipulation. I know it sounds like, that makes it sound like he was like lying. He goes what evidence he has and believes the evidence until like the very end. Like, it's not like he's trying to lie, but he's someone who like, tunnel visions everything into like one space. So this purple thing over here is interesting, yeah. Like he makes everything go down one tunnel so he can deal with it in his own way. This prayer file looks much newer than the, oh, you know this, what does it say here? Did I skip it by accident? I must have. And the rest. The dearest wishes of our subjects are written upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayer of the others is considered rude. Really? But if you must know... Oh. It says, at the usual spot, bring grub, the key too. So bring food and a key? That is one of the more direct and practical prayers I have ever seen. Yeah, I don't think they're talking to the Holy Mother this time around. I wonder if it's even a prayer. Yeah, it seems like just a request or like trying to meet up with someone. Yeah, a brand new prayer flag is found at the Plaza of Devotion. It has some writing on it. Yeah, I wonder. Let's check the outline. Acolyte Zella died bent over in prayer. What a way to die. There's no trace of blood on the ground, though. The fact that there is so little bleeding could mean it was a single stab to a vital point. Not that would have been very difficult, considering the position he was in. And the flowers. So these flowers were left here in memory of the Acolyte Zella. What are they called? They're very pretty. They are known as the Na Manda, and they are given to express sorrow when life is lost. Okay. Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're really gorgeous. It seems offering flowers in memory of the dead is universal practice. I think lilies are lilies funeral stuff in the... Well, I think they are in Ireland anyway. I'm not sure if that's the same everywhere, though. Oh, the mat as well, I guess? Acolyte Zella was killed in a prayer pose, with his head bent over like that. The last thing he saw must have been this rug. It is a prayer rug woven by devout monks. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul. It's strange that there are no bloodstains, though. Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze, or perhaps it was absorbed by his vestment. It is pretty cold. Maybe the blood really did just freeze inside of his body. Okay. We're done. Okay, that was the last thing. That message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but... I think I've seen everything there is to see around here. You have not found or heard of anything of particular worth. Are you ready to give up? Give up? No, I'm not calling it quits yet. Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Wright? Because again, Emma also was like understands this is like death. You know what I mean? And it's like, of course she's gonna be so sad about this. Emma, I can't really say at this point. All I know is I have to keep investigating. What are you two sneaks up to? Just like an emotional moment, Rafe, if we're being honest here, you know? Just an emotional moment. I would advise you to get back to work if you're done here, detective. Otherwise, I'll report you to the prosecutor, Samadi, for dereliction of duty. I'm going. We'll see you later, Mr. Wright. And good luck. I should really pay a visit to everyone in every place connected with this case. And it's really great, like, because I think it's actually good that they're doing this too. Because I actually think that, like, rather than having Rafa just be kind of like, so softened and so kind of comedic, she still has that, like, edge where she still, of course, she hasn't changed completely. She's not even, like, nearly, like, completely changed. So there still is that kind of, like, scariness that comes along with her power as well. So where are we going to now, Rafa? Should we talk to Rafa before we go? Any ideas? So are you ready to give up, Barbed Head? Any more of this and you will cause Lady in me to suffer more than she already is. And it's so interesting now as well that, like, they still hold respect for... Well, I guess she's actually showing respect for his wife rather than Abbott and me, actually. I understand what you mean, but I can't give up that easily. After all, I have to defend Maya in court. Stubborn fool. But you have already been found guilty. If you wish to continue the floundering about, I suppose now is your last chance. I'll take every chance I get. And what to do? What, have you given up already? Not even close. Still, it does feel like I'm barely treading water over here. Water? Do all the people of your country go for a swim when they are troubled? No, not really. Well, some might. If so, seek the rivers on the edge of town. There you'll find all the water you need. That's kind of nice by Rafa, right? Go ahead, paddle to your heart's content. English idioms go right over her head. I mean, that's going to happen with different things, for sure. Whenever I talk about, like, Irish idioms to people as well, they kind of, like, you know... I think, you know, the biggest ones are, like when an Irish person says to someone, like... Say, like, if someone says to you, like... Hey, can you, wheel out the wheelie bins there and, like, put the rubbish in the wheelie bin? And you go, I will, yeah. In Ireland, that means I will never do that. But, like, you know, if you said it to maybe someone who doesn't know that, it's like, oh, he said he will, but he said it in a very sarcastic tone, I think. But, like, it's usually like, yeah, I will, yeah. Yeah, I will. Yeah, sure, I will, yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of like that kind of, it's not even usually done in a sarcastic tone. It's usually like, you know, it's like, hey, do you want to go to, hey, you going to, go to the shop? Yeah, I am, yeah. Like, it's like literally just every Irish person knows that they're just like being sarcastic. Let's go to the bazaar, I guess. Nothing here. Let's go to the inner sanctum. Okay, nothing here. Let's go to the high priest's house. Yes. We should probably check up on Maya as well, though. I hope we can go there after this. May 11th, high priest's house. Hello, I'm sorry to bother you again, but... Oh, it's you. Barbed Head. You were not contemplating casting suspicion on Lady Belieb, are you? I mean, like, you didn't want us to cast suspicion on Abbott in me either. We gotta question things, even if we're not, like, you know, putting suspicion on them. We still gotta question her. She lost her beloved husband, and now Acolyte Zella, who was like a son to her. You can see the picture of Acolyte Zella over there as well. Actually, I think Maya's in the other frame too. Honestly. Of course not, I'm not. But since she was close to both victims, I wanted to hear what she has to say. Very well. And then there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Miss Inmi. Yeah, only Abbott and me. That probably means she isn't a rebel. This isn't about poor Pere. I'm sorry, but I don't think I could talk about it right now. This lady's gone through a lot as well. Like, this has been a lot. What about Maya? She's innocent. Maya? I heard she was found guilty. Yeah, but that's not true. We don't look at it like that. First, my dear husband, and now Pere? Miss Inmi, you don't really believe that Maya is the killer, do you? Oh no, please do not believe this. I don't know. No, don't believe this. Do not believe this. But that was the verdict, so what else can I believe? I mean, you have to, like, just because something is a verdict doesn't mean it's actually true. Like, you know, generally, things... How do I say it? Like, just even in real life, guilty verdicts don't mean that. You know what I mean? They do not mean that whatsoever. In real life, people can be found guilty all the time who are innocent. People who are innocent can be found guilty. It happens all the time. What am I to do? The verdict was already reached in your husband's case. But the truth of the matter is yet to be found. How can you be so sure? Because I believe that Maya is innocent. Exactly. We know Maya is innocent. That is all I have right now. My faith in her. So please, help me understand what happened. So you're defending a basis solely on fate? Even though you'll be punished for abetting the accused? That's right. All right, then. Your faith has moved me. I will tell you what I can. Okay, that's good. I mean, it's interesting because, like, I feel like the relation of faith can be there where it's like, I'm devoted to my religion, you're devoted to Maya, and I'm glad that she saw that, you know? Are you sure about this, Lady Bleeb? Oh, here comes this as well. My lovely wife is also a devout follower of Kurnism. As such, she is not one to make light of another's fate. Interesting. Okay, again, this is also still very weird to me. But also, like, she's like, yeah, what I said, I'm devout, so why would I make light of Phoenix's fate? But I find that you have lied about your fate and Maya's fate's innocence. Like, this is what I mean. It's so weird. It's so weird. I shall curse your entire family. It's so freaking weird. It's so freaking weird. And your disciples for the next generation. 8 generations. Hey, leave Athena and Apollo alone, but... Oh, Phoenix. He's like, that's my next generation. Like, because he's like, again, I love that, like, you know, Trucy is his kid, but he also thinks of these two as well. Very, 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 very adorable. Very adorable. No, just unbelievably sweet stuff. Really unbelievably sweet stuff. So adorable. Let's chat. Pray Zealot. How did Acolyte Zealot end up living here as your husband's disciple? About 2 years ago, while my husband was at spiritual retreat in the mountains, he came across Pare collapsed on the ground. That's when he brought him here. Also, already, like, he saved him. You were always one to help those in need, weren't you, dear? Yeah. And here's the thing, as I said, I don't mean to judge her. Like, this type of stuff I think is actually not uncommon with grieving process. The idea of her, like, kissing the photo and holding the photo and bringing it around the place. It's the changing of the pictures that makes it feel weirder. You know what I mean? For sure. I've been living here ever since. About 2 years ago. That's around the same time Maya arrived in Crane. Okay. Yes, he was born in a poor village and had nowhere to call home. My husband felt pity for the boy, so he took him in as his disciple. But not only as his disciple, he was like a member of our family too. I can see by the picture over there for sure that's what it's like. I see. If this is where Acolyte Zealot lived, there might be something I could learn about him lying around here. So we're just gonna be searching around the place. So I'm sure, like, a lot of the stuff we already examined, but they're probably gonna let us examine it again, I guess. But I guess let's go again at least. What a magnificent altar. Of course it is magnificent. It is for the Holy Mother, after all. The Holy Mother? Is she that faceless figure there? Such insolence, how do you not know who Her Holiness is on sight? I mean, from a different country, Reva. Do you seek to cross over to the Twilight Realm right this instant? Sorry, it won't happen again. Huh. This is why lawyers are so despised. We need to find out. Oh, it's such a pretty artwork. We need to find out what happened with Dirk, right? We need to find out what happened. Now listen well, depicting Her Holiness's face is a great taboo in all of Kurnism. Okay, this is a thing I think that actually happens in some religions too. There are none alive today who know what her face really looks like. And that includes the member of the royal family. Wow, now there's an unusual custom. It's funny because I remember, like, we were tasked to draw, like, pictures of, like, God in class at one point. You know what I mean? And the depiction of God is always, like, you know, Batman with a white beard, or, like, you know, Jesus with the brown beard and all this stuff too. And I remember, like, I had watched the Muppets movie where, like, God is depicted as Whoopi Goldberg, so I, like, drew Whoopi Goldberg. Praise Whoopi Goldberg. Praise be. Honestly. So I always, like, had her in my mind as whenever I think of the idea of God, I think of, like, Whoopi Goldberg in the Muppets movie. So, you know, yeah. And people say that's probably why you're not religious now. I was like, I grew up in a very religious country, and eventually, just, like, kind of, like, it grew apart from it. But I still, you know, think Whoopi Goldberg's cool, unless she did something controversial in the past few years that I don't know about. You know what I mean? You never know with celebrities nowadays. Oh, the butterflies as well, the same butterflies that are like, that looks like the butterfly goes on Somebody's hand. It's got to be a heck of a secret, even if the royal family can't know what she looks like. We have these pictures over here. They even have her dad and her mother here. Pictures of the queen and her husband, the justice minister of Crane. I love that he says the queen and her husband. He refuses to say king, and I love that. Rightly so. Yes, my mother and my father. What do you think? Do they not possess an awe-inspiring air? You're the your mother does. Your mother definitely does. Your dad just is a big idiot. Being honest with you. Terrifying is more the word. Yeah, no, that's a good way of putting it. Like she is very terrifying as well. She's very imposing. Well, yes, they are very awe-inspiring. We already checked a lot of this stuff here. Oh, is there another letter here? Bob Ted, it appears you are quite fond of rummaging through the garbage. I look at the smile on her face too when she says this. I just thought there might be some other important piece of evidence in here. Was that right? Look, I'm not doing this for fun, really. Doesn't look like there's anything else of interest in there. So it's just a way for her to like be like, oh, you check it out the garbage? You check it out some garbage boy? These pictures are probably the most important part, right? The photo of the high priest, his wife, the acolyte Zella, and Maya. The bag as well we should check out too again, right? Oh, that's very sweet. That's very, very sweet. Look at Maya there as well. It's so interesting seeing Maya in 2D again. This is the first time we've seen her in 2D. Like, this is what? Probably since like Trial and Tribulations, right? Is that correct? Yeah. It has been. It must have been taken the day before the rite. I should ask Mr. Inme about it. Miss Inme about it. The picture of Maya and the high priest found me taking the... Because she has the keyring. That's a good way of timing it. And I love how Maya's showing up the keyring in the frame too. So cute. So cute. To think that this would be their final family photo. That no good Maya Fey has some nerve. Come on, Rafa. I mean, here she is posing with the two men whom she would soon kill. I beg to differ. I see this photo as proof that she didn't kill them. Yeah, they love each other. That smile of hers does not fool me. I sense a deep and abiding malice behind it. You sense a malice behind Maya's... In what universe? I sense radiating sunshine. Honestly. I'll prove Maya's smile is the real deal. Exactly. That's such a good way to put it, Phoenix. That's actually a beautiful way to put it. Not just I can prove her innocence, I can prove her smile is the real deal. You can tell how much he cares about Maya. He always has. Can we check out this bag again? Oh, we already did, because the bag isn't important here. Anything else before we ask Miss Inme about something? Okay. I would like to talk, or do we present it? Oh, we present it. Yeah, we present it. So I'd like to present this photo to you if you don't mind. It's a beautiful photo. Can I ask you about this photo? It's such a lovely photo. It was taken during the Feast of the Blessings, the day before the rite was held. The Feast of the Blessings? Would you mind telling me a little bit more about it? Yeah, let's go. This photo was taken during the Feast of the Blessings. It's such a lovely photo. It really is. The Feast of the Blessings. Yes, it's forbidden to eat during the days of the rite, so the day before it's performed, we enjoyed the dishes full of jinlin and herb known to strengthen the body and mind. That's another thing with fasting in religions too, right? You like eat as much as you can before you have to fast as well. You loved the jinlin-based dishes I made, didn't you, dear? So depressing. I heard you can go 3 days without sleeping. Oh, really? Without sleeping after eating some. That's pretty intense. Yes, but many foreigners don't care for it because of its strong smell. Our customs say that these dishes can only be eaten the day before the purification rite, and only between noon and 3 p.m. That's pretty specific. Is it because the smell is too strong? A very good guess indeed. It is to ensure the smell is gone by the time Lady Kira is welcomed the next day. Wow, is it really that strong? Come to think of it, the evening before the murder, as an overwhelming odor was all over town. It was like a cross between garlic and mint. So that's what they were smelling. Okay. After the Feast of Blessings, Pere went over to the plaza to begin this supplication. I never thought that would be the last time I would see him. That has to be so difficult thinking back in that as well. You look at the photo, you think of all the last times you would see these characters. Maya's in prison, your husband's dead, you're so basically like your son is dead as well. Like it is like this thing where like you're constantly gonna be looking at a photo like that is the last bit of happiness I had before. And it's not, she'll have happiness in the future. Everyone should still live on, of course. But right now she's looking at that's the last bit of happiness I had before this all happened. What was Maya doing at the time? Shortly after Prey left, she went to the temple to prepare for the rite. I don't know what she did after that. believe statements. So a statement about the Feast of the Blessings was held on that day before the rite. So I'm going to check out the yeah, as people are saying, keep reading everything. It's here, isn't it? So let's just read it exactly. So the family photo was taken during the Feast of the Blessings, where it is customary to partake in dishes with jingling. These dishes are only prepared during the feast, which starts at noon on the day before the rite and must be finished by 3 p.m. that day. Perfect. Okay. Is there anything else to do with this? Yeah, okay, that's great. So the timing is probably what's going to matter, is the 3 p.m. stuff. So Acolyte Stella went out to pray the afternoon before the rite. According to the newspaper, today's purification rite, the thick white ice that froze on the ground from the inner sanctum of the plaza, devotion until yesterday has melted. The rite can now go on as planned. We give thanks to the blessings of the Holy Mother and Lady Kira Apekarai. On the day before the rite, the plaza was so cold the whole place had ice over. Prey always prayed a lot, far more than anyone I've ever known, so he was very devoted. He was a devout young man whose faith was twice as strong as others. I don't know why, but that's kind of intimidating to me. I mean, it's intimidating, I'd say, in a way where it's like, no matter what, like that type of devotion is like, whoa, like I couldn't do it. Like, and you could say like people are devoted to a lot of stuff, and again, like you're devoted in different ways. Like, say for example, Phoenix is devoted to Maya. Phoenix is devoted to, just like Apollo is devoted to, Trucy, and Athena is devoted to Apollo, and Apollo is devoted to Athena, and Phoenix is devoted to Athena. You know what I mean? Like he's devoted to the right thing, he's devoted to, and Phoenix is devoted to Trucy. Like there is a devotion there that is different from like, their devotion that is still as strong, but it's just the way it's carried out is always intimidating, right? I thought I'd made some progress by now, but I haven't even come across any particular insightful information, even here. You seem disappointed. Miss Inmi, is there anything else you could tell me? Forgive me, but if I keep thinking about those two any longer... Barbed head. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry to have troubled you. We have paid a visit to all of the people and places connected in this case. I think it's about time you prepared yourself for the inevitable. There's something we have to find her. And she is correct that like we haven't found a lot. We have found evidence that will be useful in the future. Of course it will be. It's just finding how it's going to be useful. Right? 100%. That's like the big thing. Wait. How are we gonna... do we have to examine more things? We've already talked to you. Should we go to the... go to the prison first of all. Let's go to detention and see if Maya's here, see how she's doing. May 11th. Detention Center. Maya sure looks tired. I'm so sorry, Maya. I failed to defend you during the trial earlier today. Oh my god, yeah. How, like, I think it's the same day as well. How both of them must feel right now. I'm sorry too, Nick. Don't be. I never meant to get caught up in this whole mess. Even worse, I got you caught up in it too. And you were convicted under that stupid law. It is a stupid law, Maya, but like, you have to understand, Phoenix would have, like, you could have literally tied Phoenix up on the top of the mountain and then duct taped him to the mountain and then put a, and it sounds like I'm joking here, but it's the truth. Phoenix would have gotten there no matter what to defend you. There was nothing you could do to stop him whatsoever. Nick, you should really withdraw from this case. Maybe they even commute your sentence if you do. No, you think Phoenix is going to do that? I can never abandon you like that. Yeah, never. He never would do that. You might not believe in me. You might believe me, but I'm going to pull off a winner somehow. It's not like I don't believe in you. It's just... Don't worry. Maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see. And again, I think Phoenix is like... And I think it's a very interesting way they're writing the story. Having Phoenix find a lot of information, but none of it like seems totally relevant so far. At least like, right now. It might become irrelevant as time goes on. And then having him kind of like try to convince Maya here seems like he's also trying to convince himself as well. Not that I think, again, he will fight for Maya, but like this is a very horrifying situation. He's definitely not keeping up, the energy for Maya as well. Okay. You okay, Rifa? You're awfully quiet, your benevolence. It is only a matter of time until your executions are carried out. I simply thought I would allow you to a good talk before you depart from this world. Strangely, like, respectful and disrespectful in a way at the same time, but like, to her, this is like, seen as respectful. Sorry, we're not giving up yet. And we won't to the bitter end. There is no need to put on a brave face. Your fates were sealed with today's verdict. Worry not of Maya Fey. The Twilight Realm will cleanse the taint from the Nephite practitioner's soul. Again, it's like this thing where it's like they see it as like, again, it's like once you're sent to the Twilight Realm, and maybe that's why, maybe like when you die outside of like this system or whatever, you're not sent to the Twilight Realm, maybe you didn't get to be sent off or whatever. They believe it's like, yeah, a lot of people in Korea believe when you die after committing a horrible sin, it's actually a good thing for you as well that you died. It's like almost a gift. Then perhaps the Holy Mother may finally forgive her. Wait. Was that her attempt at comforting me? Again, I think it is. She is. It's like, it's like weirdly like a hint of like disrespect from anyone who's like not reading between the lines. But she legitimately is like in her own religion believing like she wants us to get salvation. She wants us to kind of like be like, you will be fine after all this. Once you die, it's going to be okay. It's weird to say, but like it is like her way of trying to comfort someone. Barbed, further resistance shall come to naught. Stop your desperate struggle. Accept the judgment that has been passed upon you. She obviously doesn't know me very well. Then perhaps your sentence will be commuted. And hold it right there, you benevolence. Oh my god, Maya. Why do you always have to be like that? Maya! Maya, what are you... What is the matter? I'm simply showing some mercy upon your souls. I get to her, she's so shocked because she's like, I'm actually being nice for... She's like, I'm actually being nice to you guys. Well, what's... Nick here is risking his life to defend me. And that is why I told you it will come to not... You know, oh my god, interrupting her as well. Maya wouldn't have done this yesterday. Nick is just doing what lawyers are supposed to do. He's defending his client no matter what. Enough. There's no place for lawyers in the Hall of Justice. For we have the divination seance. But your insights were wrong. Oh my god. Saying it outright, by the way. And it's true. The second time in a row her insights were wrong. The second time in a row the Phoenix fought against those insights. To the point as well that like... Even like Nayuta wasn't using her insights. Oh no. And it's true. It's a fact. She needs to hear it at some point that like all this stuff that's been imparted on her is not like foolproof. She's not omnipotent. She's not perfect. And she doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect at all. Oh boy, that's gotta hurt. Don't you get it? Errors are bound to happen if your insights are accepted without question. Exactly. Exactly that, Maya. Exactly. It's the fact that they accept it without, and their interpretations are wrong. If they interpret it just as it is, it will continue to be wrong. Because how many times do we have to change that interpretation of what she said? We changed from footsteps to bells at one point. Like, it is so dangerous. So ask you, Royal Princess, what is your true duty? Do the victims' souls or the Holy Mother herself wish to judge people in error? Do the victims' souls or the Holy Mother herself wish you to judge people in error? She's asking, like, do the victims want this or does the Holy Mother want this? And she said as well in error, by the way. I clicked to me as well because I thought she's saying also, like, do they want you to get it wrong? Is it the victim or the Holy Mother? Like, Maya saying all this stuff is actually, like, pretty striking. You dare bring your Holiness's name into this? You know nothing, you phony baloney. Please, you two, enough already. She's so, again, this is a consequence of making a kid feel like they're never wrong. You know what I mean? And it's horrible that you would do this because this is what they did to her. Like, and it's normal to feel embarrassed. It's normal to feel wrong. But like, what Maya's saying is like, you're going to be wrong sometimes. And like at this point, Maya give her an honest take, which is like, hey, is it the victim? Or is it the freaking, is it the victims or is it the Holy Mother that wants you to get it wrong all the time? Because it's true, she has gotten it wrong, and people probably put to death on that wrong testimony and the wrong interpretation. The whole thing of Please You Two, by the way, I actually think this is something that, like, she needs to hear at some point. You know what I mean? She needs to hear it directly. Sorry, Nick, I got a little carried away. No, I genuinely think that someone, she needs to hear it. Even though it's going to hurt now, a week from now, 2 weeks from now, it might be something that carries some weight in her mind. And again, she's a kid, so obviously you have to be more delicate. But no one's ever said anything to her honestly in her whole life. And that's horrible. That's not really like me, huh? No, you were this line here. Sorry, no, I should be thanking you, Maya. It's good to have you in my corner. Exactly. This line here. Do the victim's soul or the Holy Mother herself wish you to judge people in error? That is like extra. That's a burn and with like an extra bit of like salt on it. You know what I mean? That is like, you're wrong. But do the Holy Mother and the victims want you to be wrong? Is that why you're doing it? Like that's a burn. And again, she's near death. You know what I mean? Having a little call out isn't unhealthy. How dare you mock me so? You will not get away with this. Rafa, believe it or not, what Maya said just now is the healthiest thing someone has said to you in your whole life. The people that wait on you hand and foot, the people that tell you you're right all the time, the people that tell you your interpretation's right, the people that like, no matter what, like, hold you on a pedestal, they're the ones that have been steering you wrong this whole time. They're the ones that have been disrespecting you. I was a fool to show you compassion and to think I could convince you to accept your fate. And this is the problem as well. Like she's like, oh, like I was nice to you. When the niceness from her perspective is still flawed from our perspective, which is like, she's like, I was telling you you're going to be like fine after you die. But it's like, we don't want to die, But from her perspective, she's like, I almost convinced you to accept your fate. That's, in her mind, that's nice. Convincing them to die is nice. So to struggle all you want in the Hall of Justice tomorrow, you receive your just deserts as the scorn of our kingdom is heaped upon you. I can see straight through that contorted smile of her, Yeah, she's not, she shook. She's 100% shook. And now she's lashing out. She may say these terrible things, but it's just the way she was raised. Exactly, 110%. She's lashing out because she's hurt. No one talked to her ever like that. Maya talking to her was like the best thing that could have ever happened to her. We're talking about, yeah, we're definitely talking about her stuff too. That was the best thing that could have happened to her. Like, I know it's a weird thing to say, but like, it's the truth. Like, she could have, Maya could have sugarcoated that, but it wouldn't have benefited her in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's like, while from the outside it seems very harsh on the kid, I do believe that this is the first time ever someone has done something that benefits her. And I'm not talking about like her maids or her nannies or whatever, like, cleaning up after her, her butler, cleaning up messes, whatever. Like she has like the people who are in her palace and all this stuff too. She needs to hear this, because and she's probably thinking about it already, but she needed to hear that, yes, my divinations were wrong. The interpretation was wrong. So I'm gonna end the video here, and basically what I'm going to do is come back in the next one with this, and we're going to talk to Maya. I actually think like believe it or not, ending on a Maya smile is actually a good thing for me. So this episode, like we had Rafa coming along with us for this journey. We had the aftermath of everything that was happening with the trial and everything is as well. I think what this episode was trying to showcase again is what we thought all along, which is the faith of Rafa has been shook because, again, she is a character who, as we said a million times, was raised improperly. And I'm not, I've never judged parents, but in this case I will, it's like I'd never do, but this time maybe. The way she describes her parents is such a telling sign of why she's like this. Aren't they awe-inspiring? She's a 14-year-old kid. It's normal to it'd be more normal if she said, "Ew, my parents," It'd be more normal if she's like, "Oh, those idiots," I'd actually would be more normal if she said that, or at least like, "Oh, they're my parents, they, I love them very much," or like they work so hard or whatever, But in reality, it's like, aren't they awe-inspiring? Like describing your parents as like awe-inspiring, like in a way, like if you're saying like, oh, like he works so hard, he's so awe-inspiring, but in this case, it's like, they're put on a pedestal even in her mind as like these like high-ranking figures, which is why, again, she hasn't. I don't think she's had parents. I don't think she's really had parents. She's had like, she has like a assistant who tells her all like this information, all this stuff too. But that's not like that's not parents. What we saw in this episode was like in equal parts like sweet, nerve-wracking, adorable. Like we had like, this scene where we were trying to find a bunch of information. We couldn't find anything totally useful right now. Like all the information we got here in the court record, it is going to be useful. All will be useful, but it's about putting it all together, right? Putting two and two together. It will become useful, right? But right now, I love that they're doing this thing where like Phoenix is searching for information everywhere, but none of it like really makes sense to him. But like he's like still desperately trying to move forward and be like, I have to find a way to do this. Even like convincing Maya, like, hey, don't worry about this. I will find a way to get past this. And I think that's actually a really important like writing detail for Phoenix's character, because he has been a support system for a lot of these characters as well, as they have been for him too, as Maya has been for him, as Trucy has been for him, as Apollo's been for him, Athena's been for him. All these characters, you know, it's Pearls, Mia, like, but like he is 100% going to try to make everyone around him feel better, 100%. And we saw that with the stuff even with Rafe at the start, which was so beautiful, such a beautiful moment to have Phoenix be like, you know, I will let you basically insult me for the day if you want to come along with me. Giving her a purpose, giving her something to do when clearly she was down in the dumps. Because Rafe is thinking about it. She's thinking about her seances how they failed. She's thinking about how her faith might be shook in that way. So Phoenix like took a bullet and like was like, hey, Rafe, you better keep an eye on me. I might be forging evidence. And you can tell Rafe has softened a little bit, but she still has that part in her that she doesn't want to show affection or show like any care. But like she tries to show care in her own way. That's the thing. And I think that's what's so sad, is that her saying to us like, soon you will die, is actually her being, in her mind, she's like, man, this is the nicest thing I could say to someone. Soon you will be in the Twilight Realm and you will be like cleared of your sins. You know? When in reality, what we're hearing is, soon you will die. But to her, it's like, oh, soon you'll be okay. You're going to be cured. You're going to be so free, you know? And that's why she was so confused when Maya talked back, because first of all, no one ever talks back to her that way. Second of all, no one's ever told, like, she's so ingrained in Curranism and this culture that like the idea of death is like something that is beautiful in a way for a criminal, because it's the best thing that could happen to him. It's almost a gift for a criminal in some ways. And you can also see her soften the way she, like, you know, touched our forehead and made a joke about that stuff too. Even again, it was a very not very tasteful joke, but it was a joke. She was having a little bit more fun going around the place too. She wanted to learn about, if she asked Emma about the information too, like that was so cute as well, you know. But here was like the kind of like eruption of all of this entire episode. Rafa was told what she needed to hear for a while. Your interpretations were wrong. And she's probably thinking about this already, but having someone say it and thinking it is two different things. And the example I would give is if you said, like, you know, man, was I being a jerk to, I'm gonna make up a name, was I being a jerk to Sally? Was I being a jerk to Sally? Was I? Maybe not. Maybe I was. No. And then like you get a text from a friend or someone like, you know, at a party goes, hey dude, like you were really mean to Sally that day, you know, and your world comes crashing down. The two ways you can react to this is being like, oh God, I got to go apologize to Sally, you know? Or in Rafa's case, as a 14-year-old kid who's been told she's right all the time, she changes to a perspective of like, you know, instead of just being like, oh, I'm wrong, I should apologize to Maya, I should apologize to Phoenix, I should do all this stuff. She's thinking to herself, oh my God, they have read my mind. They are saying what I'm thinking, but I can't let them think this because I can't let them see that I'm wrong. I'm going to get angry with them instead, and I'm going to say that they're bad for the way they treated me. You can see in her face, she gets so frustrated that she goes fully red. It's like she wants to like fight something, but of course like, she doesn't know how to like really get, you know, express those feelings. And you saw it there, it all erupted. But I will stand by it, as I said to this episode. What Maya said to her was the first time I think somebody said something to her that was needed. It was so needed. Yeah, so what we also have in this case is that we have this guy is dead. Let's get his name again, sorry. 21. Perez Ellis is dead. He was stabbed in the shoulders during the seance, and no one noticed what happened, right? We're investigating with Rafa Padma, lovely name as well. We're up against Nayuta. Terastami is also dead, and they're blaming Maya for this whole thing as well. And Albi is adorable. But yeah, that's where we're getting at this now. And it's like, it's interesting because they're blaming him. They're saying he's a rebel now, which again makes total sense in their idea of like how they're going to warp it to their own way of doing things. What better way to justify, you know, the motivation for Maya than to say, well, he's a rebel too. Why wouldn't she do it? She killed 2 rebels. And it seems for some reason they don't like the idea of killing rebels if it's not done by them themselves. They much prefer when the rebels are just being like caught and put in prison and stuff like that as well. But yeah, that's what we have right now. I wonder where this is going to be going, obviously, as always. I'm going to get the names of the patrons as well, guys. But if you want to become a patron or YouTube member, you can check down below. The join button's down below and the patron is in the description. Let me just get the names. Because I just checked my phone and it's dead. My phone is dead. I'll have to charge that. I have to charge that phone. check the names now. I could probably name all the names off by heart at this point, but it's also a situation where it's like, I don't want to mess up anything. Tyfire 2, Jamie Bull, Jenna the Banana, The Ghost of Uzuma, Felicious Felix, Yuld, Radish and Nusta, Lynx Markey, Assassin, Shrewd Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beaton, Neo Sharite, and the top tier of my YouTube, Royal 7, Blasco, and Lucinagi. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.